This is the Night Owls Disc Golf Podcast. I'm Shane.
And I'm JP.
And we have a couple more questions this time. So the last one, we had to stretch a little bit, but this one, we got 2 questions. So it's going to be more of a pretty serious question. Actually, they're both decent, mildly serious. So if either of you in your current life situation got offered a camper van for a year, gas included, and $20,000, and had to participate in at least 30 A-tier events within the year, would you drop what you have going on and do it? Entry fees and that type of stuff would be paid as well. So his answer, of course. So my answer is an easy yes, but I'm much more interested in what we would say.
Yeah.
So for me, if I had to make the decision all on my own and nobody else could answer it, I think I would have to say, no. And the only thing that makes me say no is my kids. Can we see the kids? Like, if there's no, like, if I can go back home every week and then head out on the weekends, no question in my mind. No question in my mind, I would do it. If it was on the road, hardcore touring, I don't know if I could. I think it's just a kid thing. I will have to make my final answer no. Mm-hmm. And it's just kids.
Okay.
So, because it's the probability that I wouldn't be here for something in my kid's life, I don't know if I want that.
Yeah. It's a no for me as well. Kid factor is big. Yeah, missing out on life experiences with them would be really hard. The next factor for me is I don't own my I'm employed by the government. And so the only way I can get what I have is if I continue to work. Now, because in order to do that, I would have to actually leave my job. And if I would leave, I can't come back. That's the thing. Based on question to reapply is extremely hard. And so
Sure.
But if I could just pause, maybe, but $20,000 is not a lot.
No.
I'm not gonna lie. That's
especially if you still have to keep the mortgage, the lights on, all the stuff that tethers us to this area.
Exactly. Maybe if being a homeowner, that would be extremely hard as well. Maybe if I was renting, Alyssa and I, we split stuff pretty evenly, but she couldn't rely on me just being out and
right.
So
right.
Yeah.
You guys hold separate bank accounts and stuff? Man, I'm finding that very common. I'm finding that as very, very common. I know this is kind of a sidetrack, but I've talked to a lot of people and it's absolutely really abnormal. Sandy and I, when we decided we were getting married, we got engaged, I handed all my passwords over to her. And I have zero clue how much money we have. She just tells me whether I can buy something or not.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I have zero clue.
It's nice not to have to question that. We have an agreement about what we will be going on and stuff like that. But then I never really question her on what she buys. She never really questions me.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it works out.
And I don't think we question each other either, but we're blessed, fortunate with our situation because, it just seems weird. For me, I'm I was all in 100%, but I didn't have anything either when we first got married. Neither of us did. I had credit card debt, so I was happy to help, share that with her. So, but we had nothing. Yeah, I don't know. That's weird. That's strange. I'm sorry. A little tangent, but so for me, it's truly only the kids because I think our businesses, we have such fantastic employees. I think they could run.
Yeah.
And I don't think they would have any issues with me being gone. Because I think the pivotal portions that I would have to deal with, I think I'd still deal with them on the road.
Mm-hmm.
As far as if I had to give it up completely cold turkey, like I couldn't help or do anything like that, I think that would pivot too, because I like my life. Like
Yeah.
I really, truly love what I do. I love the interactions I have with people. And disc golf, it is an absolute passion of mine and I love it. But I don't think I love it as much as I do what I do for my living.
Mm-hmm.
Like I really, truly don't think I do. Even though disc golf is part of my living, I don't know if the road warrior life is what I would choose for myself. You know, I mean, temporary for a year, absolutely, I would love to, but I don't know if I could long term, because I think when I go to Vegas, we're gone for like 10 days. I'm ready to be back.
Yeah.
I'm ready to be back in the swing of things. You know.
But if that was, if that was your life and what you were accustomed to, yeah, very easily just be like, oh yeah, I'm out on the road again. Let me tell you, driving by yourself for hours on end gets kind of lonely.
Oh yeah, I bet so. Yeah, because
I
you
mean,
do it for a living.
Here and there, yeah. So, I mean, every day, short stretches,
Yeah.
4 hours a day. But yeah, like it is what it is.
Yeah. It's funny with Jordan when he asked that question, because I know Jordan loves that free lifestyle. And honestly, at points, I kind of like envious of him.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, how nice would that be? But I'm also super envious of myself, if that makes any sense. Like, I truly love what I do and being involved in the stuff that I'm involved in and being around my kids. And obviously my wife, like I love my wife to death, not to take anything from her, but for those of you that had kids, you understand, like they're just, it's life. Yeah. And for him, it was funny because I just randomly looked over at him one day. We were driving to a tournament and I'm like, how come you've never been a truck driver? I don't know where it came from, but I pictured Jordan as a truck driver. I mean, yes or no?
I could see it.
Yeah, just I'm traveling all over the world, looking at all these cool things, and I'm making money while I'm doing it. Where's my next load going? And I don't know. I just see him as being something that he would really enjoy doing something like that, because he's not really tethered to anything. He's kind of just out and about doing stuff. So I think that would be really awesome to see. But I just don't think that's who I am, and that's my life. Like I said, I really, really enjoy what I'm doing. So that would be my answer for that. So here's the next one. If you had to get rid of every disc mold in your current bag and never be able to throw those molds in your bag ever again, or throw them, use them at all, except for one mold, what is it? What is the mold you're going to keep? It's a hard one. It's a really hard one. I have my answer. I thought about it a bit.
I was thinking about it a little bit too before. Okay, go for it.
All right. It is not the Judge.
Huh?
Because I think there are so many putters that are similar to the Judge.
Yeah.
And inside the circle, it doesn't matter what you putt.
True. Yeah.
So it's the outside the circle feel, but I think I can get used to that. It would not be the Ballista or a Wraith. It wouldn't be the EMAC, because all of those discs, I feel like they're suitable replacements that are almost everywhere. It would be the FD.
Yeah.
I would leave the FD in my bag. And I even thought, I was debating between a Comet or an FD.
Okay.
And I think the Comet has plenty suitable replacements, like the Fuse, which I don't currently have in my bag. They're also the Hawk. I don't know if you've ever seen the Hawk.
Heard about
It's
it, yeah.
by Discraft.
Yeah.
And it's
Wait,
not
there's some in the store. There's some
Ledgestone drop.
yeah.
Yep. The Hawk is very, very similar. It has a harder finish to it, which may not be a bad thing.
No.
But similar profile, similar mold, but just finishes harder, doesn't have the bead. So it would have to be the FD, because I still have not found, and as of right now, so I am not throwing the new FDs. I haven't thrown them yet, as far as like consistent basis. So I'd have to go with the OG FDs.
Right. That's okay. So that's where my original option was going to be the FD, but then I was like, hey, the new FDs are a different mold. So you could technically
Yeah, you could technically bag those.
yeah. So for me, it came down to two discs, the Buzz or the Zone. The Buzz, I think I can get away with throwing like an EMAC Truth. They're very similar, so that would be a replacement. So I'm gonna go with the Zone.
Okay.
For me, just because situationally I can putt with it, I can upshot, I can drive with it if I had to, which I do here and there. The feel in the hand for me is different than some of the other approach discs.
Yeah, like harp, tactic.
Yeah. I mean, throwing all those, I've thrown both the harp and the tactic at some point, and it just feels more comfortable in my hand. So I'm gonna say, the Zone.
Zone. Okay.
Yeah.
And that's a hard choice because I'm so I reduced the molds in my bag. I'm so in love with the discs that I have in my bag right now. The struggle that I'm having is at the top end of my bag, the drivers right now. Because my arm speed is just simply not what it used to be, and I'm trying to emotionally bear with that so I can figure out what discs that I need to put in there. So I'm actually throwing a Scorch in for my trip just to see where that lies with my arm speed. But yeah, that's every other one. I'm just like the EMAC. I have so many beat-in stages of EMAC, so many different types of plastic of EMAC that I just, and Comets, like I love the Comet. I've always loved the Comet. It's come in and out of my bag here and there just simply because when we play larger tournaments and longer courses, we just don't need that many mids in my bag. But I mean, I carry 7 mids, and it's Comets and a Justice.
Oh, yeah.
That would be a hard one to replace. Nah, maybe not. It's a Gator.
Yeah.
It's very similar. But yeah, I mean, I carry a Justice, EMAX, and Comets. And I have 7 of them. So I have 3 of each of the Comets and EMAX, and then, the Justice right in the middle. So, and my putters, I could easily go to a Wizard. I could easily go to a Warden. I could easily, there's a lot of molds that I could probably fairly easily go. I could just go to an EMAC judge.
I've been a putter slut. I can throw just about anything putter-wise. I mean, I do really like the P2s now, but Maidens, I was P3s, Judges for a little while. I tried Wardens. Just to find what I wanted, I threw a lot of different things, but I threw them each for a long time, so I'm fairly confident in just about any putter.
Yeah. And that's hard, because I throw Judges well, throw Judges, not putt with Judges, but I throw Judges, and I know what Judges do. I love Judges. I love throwing Judges, but I think I can get those same flights out of other discs. It's just trying to figure it out which one it would be. And I think all the others, it's to transition to move from an EMAC to a Buzz, it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
I think the EMAC is probably a little longer as far as how I throw it, probably a little longer, and probably doesn't have, or has a little more dump than the Buzz.
Yeah.
And that's really it. I mean, that's really the big difference that I see in the two of them. So I think I could figure that out. But yeah, I don't know. Outside of that, I think the FD would be the one that I don't know if I could get away from. So the Comet was a close second.
Yeah.
It was a really close second.
Yeah, just keep the FD can get away with the Centurion or the Dong Rebel or Maverick or something like that.
See, I never thought about the Dong Rebel, because if you the fairway disc,
yeah.
I never thought about the Dong Rebel because God, I love that name. Because that is in the FD. I mean, that's the FD.
Yeah.
So, and technically, put it right back in the bag. Is that technically the same mold? Just named different?
I don't know. I mean, they keep saying it's the original FD mold, so maybe it's not.
So it's a Night Strike, but there's plenty of options out there, but I just feel so comfortable with my FDs that I'd stay with the FD. So, all right. Well, those were our questions. We have one more episode like this.
Yep.
And then hopefully we'll be back. Maybe 2 more. But hopefully we'll be back for normally scheduled broadcast. But You can find us. All of our socials are on the Linktree and at our Instagram, which is door_disc_golf. And JP, where can they find you?
One night dot owl on Instagram, and you can find me on Facebook. Wow, this is like that other night when we recorded for like 4 hours, and it's like we kept saying the same stuff over and over.
But that's okay.
Yeah,
they'll get it.
It is.
Because they're not listening to them all at once. Well, maybe they are, but even if they aren't.
Yeah, someone just told me, he's like, I'm binging all your episodes today. I was like, I can't imagine how many hours that is.
Do we have enough to binge now? Are we that far along?
Easily.
Really? Look at us.
Yeah.
We're getting somewhere.
Yeah.
We're getting somewhere. My mom always told me I was special. This proves it. So, so we have one more to go. But other than that, have an awesome day. Keep it subpar. And peace.